Good night, my collectives. Thank you for tuning in. It's about 14 minutes to 9 in the evening. And listen, I was here playing this game on the internet. And I want to say thank you for tuning in and listening to my rant or my catalog of, I guess, things I've been going through. But anyways, I was thinking to myself that my mom's death certificate says she died of COVID-19. And then she had, of course, hypertension, diabetes, whatever. It's a secondary diagnosis or cause of death, whatever, like natural causes, right? I remind you in my other video, I said that she didn't have COVID. She went to the hospital in 2020, no COVID. Came out, no COVID. She went to the doctor's office, she wasn't feeling good. She was calling me and telling me, no COVID. Her doctor was kind of like, as she explained it, kind of agitated, like, Doretha, you don't have COVID. But she was like, something's wrong, Her breast started hurting. Her one side, she said one time she drove and she was able to see and bumped her breast on her steering wheel. But I think it's the same thing I'm going through right now. It's probably an infection, whatever, because the water was polluted over there. Anyways, and then from there, I told my sister, I said, well, won't you get, because the funeral home was saying that you can get reimbursed for what she paid out for any victims or whatever who had died of COVID. So my sister, she said she was hesitant. She didn't want to do it. But I kept pressing the issue. So she submitted the information in. And then they said they needed her medical records, right? I said, I can get that. So I got the medical record. I said, well, I got the medical record. She says, well, no, let's just forget about it. She didn't want to do it because, she knows. There's a lot of other stuff I don't want to say on the internet, but she knows that my mom did not die of natural causes. She was getting better. She had an infection in her blood. My younger brother was her caretaker. And like I said, I had dreams about it or premonitions. And she was telling me what happened to her. Just if you don't believe it, you don't have to believe it. But I believe I'm right. Because we talked all the time, and I believe she didn't think she was dead. It's a long story. But my sister, she didn't want to submit the medical records to the federal government to get reimbursed for the COVID-19. I'm like, okay, she died of COVID-19 allegedly, and send the medical records, because the medical records showed which I believe was my son, my oldest one, took her medical records that I had on the disc that I would have got from her provider, that she did not have COVID. So that's right there. So I don't know why nobody would want to contact me or anything. That's why they went to my store looking for something.